How do you make your webcam go from this to this? Let's find out. Hi, I'm Jordan from Johnny's Box. In today's video, we're going to go over how to make your webcam any shape you want in OBS Studio and StreamlabsOBS using a piece of free software called Gimp. Link for that is going to be in the description down below, so be sure to check that. And let's get into it. First thing you're going to want to do is go to gimp.org and go to the download tab and go ahead and download it directly from their website. Once that's installed, you're going to go to File and you're going to create a new project. Make sure it's 1920 by 1080. That's going to be your canvas size. You're going to click on Advanced Options and make sure that it's filled with transparency. So that way it doesn't have like a weird background on it or anything. So from here, you're going to create a new layer. You're going to go down to the bottom right and click that. Make sure that it's also filled with transparency. Click OK. Make sure you are selecting the top layer, not the background. And go to Select and go to Rounded Rectangle. We don't want to go with any kind of crazy radius, but we also don't want it too pointy. So we're going to go about 25 degrees there, which gives it just a soft corner, nothing crazy. Now you can change the foreground color or the background color. It doesn't really matter. But essentially we just want to make it black. So our background color is set to black. Go to Fill with Background Color and it fills out that shape. From there, you want to go Select None and then go ahead and export. Now we're just going to save this to our desktop and we're going to call it Rounded Webcam. I'm going to go ahead and hit Export. And I never touch any of this stuff, so that's default. And go ahead and hit Export. And it shouldn't take very long. If it does take a couple seconds, you know, it all depends on your CPU and everything like that. So now we're going to create a little bonus design. We're going to create a layer. Go ahead and select and do another rounded rectangle. We want it to be the same shape as the last one, so we're going to go with 25 again. We're going to do the exact same thing and fill it with black. Now from here, this is where it changes. We're going to go to Tools, Transform, and then Scale. So we're going to shrink this probably about to there, and then just eyeball the center of the canvas and about right there. Then click Scale. So that shrunk it. You're going to anchor it down here in the bottom right, and that deselects everything. Okay, so now we select the layer. You don't have to select the actual shape. Go to Filters, go to Blur, Gaussian Blur, and then we can turn this up. And this is what we're going to use to create a drop shadow behind our canvas. Now we can go something crazy like that, but that's going to make it look like it's further off the picture than we really want. So, you know, 35 doesn't look terrible, but let's go a little bit lower and we'll probably do it around 30. I don't know why I'm so worried about the exact number here. So we're going to go with that. Go ahead and export that as well. And we're going to call that Rounded Webcam Shadow. Click Export there. And again, those are the defaults. Hit Export. And that should do it. And then we move on to OBS. All right, so now we're in OBS. In OBS, I don't have this hooked up probably the way that you do since I'm just doing a tutorial, but what you're seeing there is the background video will be your gameplay essentially. And rather than your media source, just pretend that this is your webcam. Ignore what I'm doing right here because this doesn't really matter. I'm just creating what looks like a webcam just to simulate this. So we're going to pretend that Germ's webcam there is our webcam video. Now, the sharp edge doesn't look terrible or anything like that, but you see it a lot of places. When you put it on a background like that, it kind of just looks not as clean as it could. So we're going to use our new tools that we just created. We're going to go to Filters, Image Mask Blend, click OK, go to Browse, and we're going to our rounded webcam PNG that we created, and that will make it like that. Now, that looks a lot cleaner, but we can make it pop a little bit more because it still looks a little flat. So if we go down here, click plus, go to Image, and we're just going to call this one Shadow. Click OK, go to Browse, Routed Webcam Shadow. We need to put the shadow behind the webcam, so go ahead and pull that down on the Sources tab down there. Make sure your webcam's on top, and we're going to shrink that. Kind of just eyeball it at first, and then we're going to put our webcam over top in the corner. Now, you can have the drop shadow go any direction. I like it where your webcam is... Oh, move the background a little bit there. Put that back. Okay. Where the shadow is coming off the right and the bottom. Now that's close, but it might still be too much. Less is more with this. You don't want the shadow looking too crazy. Now, if you click the webcam and hold Control and click shadow, you can move both at once. See how that looks down there? Looks pretty good. And then it looks even better against the white background. It really pops. So, and I think that should pretty much do that there. Germs approves. Now, this technique is just limited by your creativity. You can do any shape you can think of. You could do different color backdrops to make it look like it's backlit. Stuff like that. And if you do come up with anything, we'd love to see it in our Discord. Link in the description down below. I believe it's that time. Thank you very much for watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. And be sure to check us out on twitch.tv/Johnny'sBox. See you next time.